Welcome, sinners, to the Cinamen podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Tyler.
And today, let me tell you, we got a bunch of bad movies. And for those of you that haven't seen this, air quotes around the bad, because we got our review of Bad Moms. Cinamen Tyler has seen it.
Yep.
We are here with a review. So, Tyler, I guess I'll come right out the gate and ask you, did you like it?
Yeah, it was fine.
Fine or good?
Definitely wasn't the best out of all the movies we watched. It was good for what it was supposed to be. I don't think I was the key demographic. There was only a few guys in the whole theater.
So it wasn't a young, handsome white guys? That's what you're telling me? Was
yeah,
not...
if you're a young, handsome white guy, maybe this movie's not for you.
All right, you heard it, sinners.
Unless you're going there to chase the girls watching it.
That's true. Well, there's a lot of older ladies.
Just kidding. Just
a lot
kidding.
of older ladies.
Okay, all right. Was it funny? The
definitely
trailer
funny.
looked funny. It looked like they had a lot of funny women that we weren't talking about in Ghostbusters. This is a whole new cast of funny women.
Definitely.
Right.
Where Ghostbusters actually succeeds is it's funny whoever you are. You know what I mean? Like this is definitely geared towards moms. There's a lot of like girl power, like moms are great, dads are idiots kind of humor in this.
That's a shame.
Jerks, man.
Yeah.
It's still a funny movie. Like if you're in like a stale marriage and your wife never wants to go out to the movies and you got kids, get a sitter. Take her to this. She might enjoy it.
Okay.
It was pretty funny. The ladies around me seemed to be enjoying it really well. I laughed out loud a couple times. I was getting my haircut today, and yeah, I get my haircut
It's
at
got a bunch
salon.
of good-looking ladies in it. Mila Kunis, Kristen Bell, Christina Applegate,
Was
Catherine Hahn.
Catherine. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah,
Who else
she's
was
She's
in
a
it?
looker.
You said Jada Pinkett Smith was in this?
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
good-looking.
awesome. That's okay. So they definitely got.
If you're one of those young males that we were talking about, maybe go there to stare at the bad moms in the movie.
I'm kind of thinking the demographic was young, handsome white guys, or young, handsome guys. Period. Because this sounds like it's got a bunch of hot chicks in it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the humor that's not necessarily for us. But, yeah, like I was saying, I went to get my haircut at a salon today, and the ladies next to me were, oh, yeah, let's go see a movie soon. Let's go see Bad Moms. So, like, it's definitely, I guess, reaching the demographic that it was intending.
Right.
Which is great. It doesn't necessarily fit as well into the category of the rest of the movies.
Our bad
Yes,
movies category.
Our bad theme. And just to clue you guys in a little bit, we're talking about bad words, bad teacher, bad grandpa. We're not going to dive into Bad Santa.
Yeah, no,
really.
no Bad Santa yet. We're going to save that because the sequel comes out this November.
I think so, yeah.
Right before Christmas. It's with, I think, most of the original cast. So we're going to save that Bad Santa portion because I think we all want to talk about it. We all love it. We can't wait for number 2. We're going to save that for November because we have an exclusive review of that coming. Bank on it, sinners. Be there.
Patience.
Because our bad review of that is coming up too. So I guess what I'm at. Okay, is this one of those? Because the title is Bad Moms.
Correct.
Now I kind of interpret it one of two ways, seeing as I'm the only dad here of the Cinamen besides Justin, who's not currently with us.
He's not dead. He's just not in the room.
Yeah, he's just not recording here with us. Is this about moms being bad, which I don't think it is, or is it the initiative of like moms trying to be good, but maybe they can't be, like, they can't reach some high level expectation of momhood, and so they're like, well, so I'm not a perfect parent, so what? I can be a bad mom, but still be a good mom. Like, which one is it going for here? That's what I'm asking.
It's more like Mila Kunis is obviously the main character in this movie, and basically she works full time even though she only gets paid to work part time. She takes care of both of her kids. Her husband's an idiot and doesn't help really.
Who is her husband? Who is the husband? Do you know?
You would recognize him from New Girl. He's the doctor that Jess dates for a while. Like they do like a casual thing, and then she finds out he's like a pediatrician.
Is he on that show About a Boy that's on Netflix? Is that him?
I've never watched About a Boy.
I don't know. If we find him on the IMDb list there, we'll shout out his name. So he's a bad husband, bad dad, bad.
So
overall.
she's doing everything
Right,
in
she
the
is.
relationship.
Yeah, he's just an idiot.
It is that guy.
David Walton.
Okay.
It's the guy from Fired Up.
Yeah, apparently it's the guy from Fired Up. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, he was Jess's boyfriend on New Girl.
Yeah.
He's got that show. It's on Netflix called About a Boy, which is based off that movie with like Hugh Grant and Nicholas Hoult, like from a long time ago. Either way, go on with the plot. Mila
Well,
Kunis.
I'll say he's definitely my least favorite part of the movie.
Really?
I don't know. It seems like movies that are really chick heavy, just I don't like the way they portray guys, and I'm sure it probably happens in the reverse for women. So we're sorry, ladies.
Right. I think, will be above the fact that does this movie like portray all dad type figures like that, or is there one like revolutionary dad in there that's just like all the women, are like, oh, he's the opposite of all our shit husbands.
Spoilers.
Definitely heavy spoilers, sinners.
Yeah, there's one dad. He's like a single dad, and him and Mila Kunis kind of have a little thing because she ends up. I don't think she got the divorce in the movie, but she catches her husband. She thinks he's watching porn, and as she gets closer to the screen, she sees the lady on the other side, and she says something about her bush, about the lady's bush on the other side of the screen, and the lady's like, "Who's that?" So it's obviously a webcam call. So like he's on a webcam call with some lady
Oh, damn.
like
Man.
2,000 miles away or something, and he's claiming it's not cheating, and she's wondering how long it's going on, and the lady in the screen answers back, it's been going on for 10 months. So she kicks him out, and stressed out from all these PTA meetings she has to go to, and the leader of the PTA, which was Ron Burgundy's co-host in Anchorman,
Christine Applegate.
and she's just is that her name? Yeah, she's just a total bitch. And eventually Mila Kunis has just had enough, and she said, "I'm not doing this shit anymore. I don't care about the bake sales, about the PTA. My kids are going to make their own breakfast. I'm going to go get drunk with my friends." She ends up making friends with Catherine Hahn and Kristen Bell.
Catherine Hahn is in this too.
Yes.
Okay, so she's in Bad Words and this.
Yeah, she's
That's
the only
awesome.
one that bridges the
That's
gap.
awesome because we talk about her on the Ghostbusters episode, and here we are watching two movies with her in it. So
and,
that's awesome.
And she's always great. She
Yeah.
was one of the best. Kristen Bell was really good. Kristen Bell played the stay-at-home mom. Her husband didn't respect her. Like, at one point, she went out with the ladies, and the husband came into the restaurant and was asking her, "What are you doing here? Who's taking care of the kids?" And she was like, "Oh, such and such has the kids." And he's like, "Isn't that your job?" So, like, so she's all pissed off. And there's a later point in the movie where she kind of gets vindicated. Like, she's going somewhere with the ladies, and he calls, and, she's like, I'm going to the fucking PTA meeting with my fucking friends. Deal with it. And, like, hangs up on him, and, it's totally like a moment of triumph for her. And so those two, Kristen Bell and Catherine Hahn, were definitely the best, I think, in the movie.
That's awesome. Story-wise, did the plot hold up good? Was this one at the bottom of what we watched this week, or do you place this?
This one's tricky because it was definitely a funny movie,
Right.
and the people who it was made for will definitely enjoy it, I believe. But I don't put it very high on my list.
Okay. Right, and we'll get your numbers out of 10 here at the end. Well, judging from the trailers, this looked really funny, and I don't know how it's opened up so far in theaters. I don't know if either of you guys know.
I'm not
You guys
sure.
hear anything?
No, it's kind of in the kind of a dark spot between other blockbusters, so it's kind of
Right, yeah. What, Star Trek's still out.
Hard to pin
Ghostbusters is still out.
Suicide Squad's coming out.
Jason Bourne is out. Yeah, so I'm sure right now a comedy is hard pressed to make some money, understandably so. You're just
Probably the lowest
surrounded.
budget, though.
Huh?
Probably cost the least money to make, though.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Trying to gain a profit in this world now. In the summertime, I feel like if you're not a blockbuster or some CG heavy epic action film, which is like another name for blockbuster, I guess. You're kind of in the sinkhole from the start. You got an uphill battle. It seems like every other week something awesome's coming out, so it's hard for movies to do that. And this one actually looked pretty funny. So I hope it's doing good. I know for sure I wanted to take my wife to it. I thought, we're going to go watch a movie about, something funny and relatable to life.
Yeah, definitely a good date movie.
Yeah.
Don't bring your grandma. Probably a little too raunchy for her. But
Is it pretty? It's pretty raunchy.
It's pretty raunchy.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm up for that. I'm up for some funny female action with we don't get a lot of raunchy female comedies,
Yeah,
outside of
definitely.
Bridesmaids and stuff like that. So that's awesome. I'm glad these girls did really good. Cinamen Justin was with you, right?
Yeah.
Did
and
he like it?
I think he liked it a little bit more than I did. So,
Okay. Do you
yeah.
think that's because he has the experience of living with his son's mom? They were together at the time. Anyways, do you think he liked it more because of that? I guess is one now that he's had that experience.
I don't know. I just think he thought it was funny. I don't
Okay.
think. I mean, it might have played into it. We'll have to get his opinion on it, but
Right.
it was fine. It was a good movie.
Good movie.
Definitely not the best. but,
Watchable,
yeah,
enjoyable,
definitely watchable.
good date movie.
If you're not going as a date, just rent it
okay,
or,
right.
borrow it from someone.
Who?
Redbox,
I'm sorry. Who'd you say was the dad that Mila Kunis kind of had a thing with? Like the single dad was good.
I don't know who
good
the
dad.
actor
Doctor
was.
from Girl or whatever, Walton something.
No, I thought that was Mila Kunis' asshole dad,
Oh.
husband. I'm asking who were.
I mean,
Yeah, Sinners. We'll come back to it real quick. Who do we know who directed this movie? Who?
Clark Duke.
Clark Duke was in this movie.
He's pretty funny.
Oh,
I do
yeah,
like
He played her boss. Like she worked at like a coffee startup, and
I
he's
feel
okay. He's
like
good. He's
I
good.
feel like he brings humor to anything he's in. Sex Drive, Hot Tub Time Machine. I never saw number 2, but he was good number 1.
this might be the day.
Jay Hernandez.
Yeah,
Is
He's
he
in
Suicide Squad?
Yeah, isn't he
Is he El
El
Diablo?
Diablo?
Oh, okay.
I think it's him.
He's in a lot of stuff. He's in
He looks
Hostel.
a little different in the movie than he does in this picture.
Right. Okay. Well, that's
He was good. He's kind of like the sensitive, caring dad, but he's handsome as hell. And,
right.
No,
A lot of the comedies we've watched lately have kind of had a realistic grounding approach, and then somewhere in the movie, and I think the only example that really comes to mind was Wedding Ringer. It has a few crazy, out of context moments. Did this have any of those, or was it pretty streamlined through? Did the ending fit with it? I mean,
it was pretty solid. I don't remember anything being too outlandish.
right? Like no over the top plot problem that just like takes you away.
Yeah, I thought they were going in a weird direction where Mila Kunis runs for the head of the PTA. It ended up playing out pretty well.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, nothing too exciting to report.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think. The directors of this are John Lucas and Scott Moore. And I'm trying to see. I think they're
John Lucas was
Okay.
part of The Hangover.
so these guys are like comedy gold here. They wrote the screenplay for Four Christmases with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. They wrote The Hangover.
The change up.
Yeah, Change Up, 21 and Over, Office Christmas Party comes out later this year. So these guys have a lot of experience with a lot of good comedy films that they've done already.
Very male-centric comedy films.
Yes.
So it looked like this is kind of their first dive into
Yeah, look like they.
female comedy.
That's cool. I'm glad they're they're branching out. They're trying something new. It seems like it's fairly successful based on Cinnamon Tyler's review here. But you said that's towards the bottom of your list. I guess I'll ask you what was the top of our list. Like we said, we had Bad Grandpa this week. We had Bad Teacher and Bad Words. Well, I guess you could just say it was just a bad week overall. So top of your bad list, what are we?
Easily Bad Grandpa.
Bad Grandpa takes the cake?
Yeah, definitely got to mention Bad Santa, but that's my favorite Christmas movie.
Right. Yeah, that's...
I'd say they're both tied at the top.
Okay.
Bad Grandpa is definitely one of the funniest movies to come out in the last 10 years, I think.
I know. Cinnamon, Nick, and I did not get to catch this film.
You guys have neither seen the movie at all?
No.
Neither of you?
No.
That's so tragic. Do you guys like the Jackass movies?
See, I was gonna tell you, this was Bad Grandpa. I am not upset that I missed it. Jackass to me was just okay. They're all kind of just.
There's way
it's
more
for
to this
some
one.
people, and it's not for some people, and I'm one of those that it's not for me.
Well, this is not a Jackass movie. And I don't just mean that as in, it's not the same formula. It's a different monster altogether. Do you ever see Borat? I
Yeah,
believe
I've
Borat
seen
had
Borat.
the same idea where they have a central story, and they do real life reactions throughout the movie.
Yeah.
So, they're going into public, making an ass out of themselves, and getting the real reactions, but it also fits into the story. Where I think Borat was terrible, Bad Grandpa is phenomenal.
You didn't like Borat?
I didn't like Borat.
Well,
no.
did you like Bruno or the
Dictator.
Dictator?
I didn't watch either of those because of Borat.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I enjoyed Borat. I fucking hated Bruno. Bruno was just an awful piece of shit movie. And I had no ambition to see The Dictator, but it did look better than Bruno. You know, like, if I got shit in one hand and shit in the other...
Bruno by far looked the worst, I think.
Bruno sucked. I remember going to that. We went to the midnight showing to see something that was out, and that was full or something, so we were like, oh. Someone I was with was like, let's go see Bruno. I wanted to leave the movie halfway through, and I hate leaving the theater. If I pay to see it, goddamn it, I'm going to sit through it and hate my life for it.
Yeah.
But I paid for it, you know? And I wanted to leave 20 minutes into this movie. It was just awful.
Sacha Baron Cohen, in my opinion, anyways, is just hit or miss. But I don't know. I like Knoxville. I'm not trying to knock him.
Johnny Knoxville sells the movie. Like, so it's him and I believe Jeff Tremaine's son. I'm not 100% that the kid is Jeff Tremaine's son.
Isn't that the Jackass director?
Yeah.
Jeff Tremaine?
Jeff Tremaine, yeah.
And the kid's not a great actor.
Is
but
Dick House his productions? Dick House?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Dick House.
I don't know if Tremaine owned... I don't know the semantics, but
Right.
Tremaine directed. It is a Dick House production, I believe.
And we're unsure if the kid is or is not related to Tremaine.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Right. Okay. That aside, though,
They look really
Knoxville-
similar. And the kid's not a great actor, but he's got a good poker face. And like this movie didn't require a good actor. It required a kid that could go say some outlandish shit to people and
Not
sell it.
Yeah, not laugh and giggle and break character.
Like there's this great moment where he walks up to this guy and he's like tying his shoe and talking to the guy and he's like, "Do you have any kids?" And the guy's like, "No." He's like, "Oh, will you be my new dad?" And you could tell the guy is like so uncomfortable and he's like, "No, I can't do that." And he's like, "What do you mean, Dad?" He's like, "Oh, right, Dad." Like, just keeps calling this guy Dad, and the guy eventually is kind of like, "Well, I got stuff to do, so see ya." And the tension is just so hilarious. Like,
I came up on you when the only bit of this movie is when I came.
I was watching.
You were watching the behind the scenes or the 0.5 of this.
Well, see, what's weird is they made Bad Grandpa, and then in all the Jackass movies they have a 0.5, so Jackass 2.5, 3.5, whatever. So they had Bad Grandpa 0.5. What you came in on me watching was 0.5 bonus material. So
Right.
it was extra on top of 0.5. I haven't actually watched 0.5. But, yeah, that's what I was
They were
watching.
talking about how this Bad Grandpa character, what was his name? What name?
Irving Zisman.
Yes. They were talking about how back in the first Jackass,
Yes.
this guy made an appearance, obviously with slightly different makeup and a slightly different look.
The makeup has come a long way since
Right. In
2001.
each Jackass film, when that skit would come up, the makeup had evolved, smoother, easier to put on, quicker application.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Irving Zisman is he's evolved so much since the beginning of his conception. Like,
Right.
And Johnny Knoxville has had so much time to perfect being this old man that people, A, the makeup's gotten better, and B, he's just so in character that people don't know that he's not an old man.
The little bit I did catch with you of the 0.5 bonus stuff was Knoxville said not one person came to the conclusion that was not an old man.
Yeah.
Like, he fooled literally everyone that
He came in contact with. He
Yeah.
said he came nose to nose with people, staring them directly in their eyeballs, and
like
they
him,
couldn't tell.
him and the dude are like John. The dude is John to him, whatever.
Yeah.
And to be able to not recognize it, that's awesome. I think they said they had a professional, very high budget makeup effect for a very low budget film.
Yeah.
So that itself is cool. Back real quick about the kid. It's amazing that this kid was able to. Did they just tell him what to say before he went in there, or did he have a little microphone piece? Because how does a kid have
If he
the
didn't
know-how
have
to just keep it?
Well, he's been around Jackass his whole life.
Well, yeah. I mean, but the kid's 11, 12?
I don't know,
Something like that. Unless you're just a prodigy at on-the-spot
If
improvisation.
he didn't have an earpiece in, I would be shocked. Because he's just great. He walks up to this chick at an adult bookstore looking for his grandpa, right? Because the whole story is his grandpa taking him to his dad on the other side of the country because his mom goes to jail. Well, I'll get back into that a little bit. So he walks up and, the chick, he knocks on the window and he's like, "Is this a adult bookstore or a brothel?" And like you could tell the chick is just like, where, how does this little kid even know what a brothel is? And he asked her name, and she said something. And he's like, "Oh, what's your stripper stage name?" And he started calling her Cinamen. And I guess she's got hired to do appearances as Cinamen from Bad Grandpa. Like people still call her Cinamen.
That's good.
She took a bunch of people to see it on like opening night.
Yeah, take it with you, I guess. If you can't,
Yeah.
laugh at it and ride with it. That's awesome.
There was a great scene in a post office.
Oh.
Yeah, where Irving decides that he's just gonna mail the kid to his dad. So he brings in this big box, and like they have the kid kind of move around in the box so that they can hear him. And he just keeps telling him, "No, there's no one in there. It's a statue, and you must have just pressed the button. It moves. It's a moving, contraption." And then eventually he pops out the front, and like so you can see the kid. And the ladies are like super surprised, and then one of them, it seems like they're almost still gonna ship the kid. Like the lady's like, they're gonna be bouncing y'all around in there, and like, I can't believe they didn't
United
lose.
States Post Office, or a shipping.
It's got all the signs and symptoms of a post office.
Okay.
I don't know if it's an actual post office because I can't believe they didn't lose their jobs. They finally at the end they were finally like, should we call the police? And he's like, no, I'll just take him. And like, then they had them do an interview on the 0.5 bonus material stuff.
Okay, Knoxville obviously pisses off people left and right in this, right?
Correct.
Does he ever get hit or like assaulted, attacked, almost attacked?
No, I don't believe so. He gets screamed at a lot.
Yeah, and the little bit I saw, people calling him asshole, and
that
one guy on the golf course was wanting to fight him, like
he goes into
you want to live to be 87? Shut your fucking mouth, like
he goes into a male strip club and strips down, and of course he's got his fake old man balls hanging out the side of his underwear, and tries dancing up on some of the guys, and they freak out, like
the male strippers,
yeah. Like he goes in telling the ladies like, I'm just gonna let these guys get y'all buttered up, and then then old Irving's gonna swoop in at the very end and seal the deal, And like the old ladies, sometimes they just love him. They just think he's so like funny, and then like he pushes it too far, obviously.
Right.
He like goes to like a bingo hall and like ends up like drinking out of one of the daubers. I don't know if you know anything about bingo. They have little like marker daubers. Okay. And he was like drinking the ink out of it and making margaritas and.
So it's got to be unsanitary, unhealthy.
Well, I'm sure it was like juice or something,
like a rigged.
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't
like,
a
hey,
real
this
dauber.
one's got Kool-Aid, right? Like, does this? You said the plot of this is him taking the kid cross country to see.
Okay.
Is there a story plot to this?
They do a really good job of keeping the story. So, Irving's wife just dies. That's how it starts out. And at the funeral, his daughter shows up and basically says, I'm going back to jail. You need to get Billy to his father. So then they end up like knocking the casket over, and it's hilarious. And, everyone at the funeral service was like people from the church and the choir and stuff. They were like not any of her friends, obviously, because she didn't really die. And so they go to take him to his dad, and they go to like some cafe where they got computers, and they hire a mediator to talk to the dad. And you probably recognize the dad from those no smoking ads with the long hair, and he's like tempting the people to smoke, like, oh, you're at band practice, but now you need a cigarette. Come on, bro. You know what I'm talking about?
Wait, you talking about those commercials where like the little dude is
with
like
the long hair,
with like the mullet hair, and he's like,
that's him. That's the dad in the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's funny.
So like, they call him, and he finds out that he could get money from the government to take the kid, and he's like, yeah, okay, I'll take him. So then the rest of the movie is him going across country to bring him to his dad. They actually put in a shot of Kauffman Stadium, which is the Royal Stadium. We're from Kansas City, so that's kind of interesting to me.
2015 World Series champions. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
Yeah,
kind of a big deal. Boys in blue.
So yeah, it all culminates when they go to deliver him to his father at this bar, and at the bar they go to, there's a big biker gang called like Protectors of the Children or something. So like they go there, and obviously the dad treats the kid just like shit and like, oh, that's my $600, and the bikers are up in his face and that kid's more than money, like trying to. It's hilarious. And then they end up entering him in a beauty pageant as a girl. And at the very end, they put on like "She's My Cherry Pie," and he like rips off his outfit, and he's like in the skimpy clothes the kid is, and like doing cartwheels on stage, and like it's just hilarious.
Was that part?
Yeah.
I mean, like realistic as well, or was it?
Yeah, real reactions, everything.
What do they do about the camera crews? How do they get around, like...
They show it at the end. Like, they show them telling the people that it's, just... So they're like, hide them in dumpsters, and, like... They conceal it really well to where you can't see the cameras.
Like, probably someone...
I was wondering that same thing.
Not super far away, with, like, a... Like, shoulder cam, like...
Yeah, there's secret cams everywhere.
Right. Especially with today's technology. Well, that's cool. That's really innovative idea... using realistic reactions and stuff, and I know Jackass probably helped so much of this, they've got a fan base now, they have their shows. Knoxville overall, I think, is just really... I like him in his movies. I mean, sometimes he does a little like a dud here, and most of his, I guess, are a little dud-ish. But like, I think we had a conversation, me and you had a conversation about him on a podcast a while ago, and I was saying he should, I mean, he's an actor. I mean, he should do more stuff.
I think he should,
I hate
too.
that he only pops up, like, once a year in something because...
Well, he probably makes so much money off of Jackass
I'm sure he's
residuals
busy doing other shit. Feature films.
Yeah.
Um,
Him and Steve-O both I love. Like, and Steve-O's a cool guy. Like, he did an interview on Joe Rogan's podcast a long time ago, maybe a year ago. Which is really interesting. Check it out, sinners.
Is that, back when he was doing the SeaWorld thing? Like, boycotting...
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay.
They talk about it. It's a really good interview, if you're, a fan of Steve-O.
Right. Yeah, I'm a little mad I didn't get to see this one. Like, I just had endless computer problems. I was unable to watch it. The stuff I did see, though, Nick, I even think... Because you're a little hard to impress sometimes on some of these movies.
I agree.
I think you would have found it funny.
If it
I was
helps you
just
at all,
watching behind the scenes.
I give
stuff.
Bad Grandpa 9 out of 10.
And I think it fared well in
We battle a lot on comedies, though.
I've never watched Bad Grandpa and not laughed the entire time. And I've watched Bad Grandpa like 5 or 6 times now. It's a great movie.
He's batting 100 on laughing a lot.
Yeah, I laugh a lot.
5 for 5. That's,
but,
yeah, I mean, I think it fared well in box office. Definitely looked funny. And I'm a Knoxville fan. Nick, I think you are in Knoxville.
I like him enough. Yeah, he was all right as Leonardo.
I think
he
even
was good in Walking Tall.
I like Leonardo's your first.
I think if you don't... Or Men in Black?
Was he?
Dude with the 2 heads?
Oh, and the second one?
Yeah. Or no, the first one.
No,
Dude with the
he wasn't-
second one?
Yeah, that was the second one.
Yeah.
Sucks he was in the sucky one.
Yeah.
Cool that he's in the
And
film
his
at
part,
all,
his part was funny.
Yeah, yeah.
I think even if you don't like Jackass, people still like Knoxville.
I think he's a pretty nice guy in person, too.
God, I hope so, because I wouldn't want to fight Knoxville. I don't know how hard he can punch, but I know I can't knock him out. I've seen professional heavyweight boxers punch Knoxville.
Dude, yeah, and kicking him in the nuts, if they're still on him, like, wouldn't do anything, because, God, like, they got to be immune. Like, when you weightlift a lot and you get callus on your hands and the first month sucks, and after that you just don't feel it, it's just like rock there. I feel like his nuts have got to be just like...
Iron.
Yeah, made of steel. Maybe they're just like tucked up in his body so where they don't get hit when he gets hit there. I don't know. But what they do to each other is half that, 90% of that shit. If my friends just came up and just endlessly ball tapped me and did this stuff,
and
I'd be so mad.
You gotta wonder how much of the stuff doesn't make it into the movie, too.
Oh, yeah. I feel like there's just hours of shit and just stunts and...
They have so much footage every time they make a movie. They make an additional movie.
The part on Bad Grandpa behind the scenes I was watching was them at the golf course.
Yeah.
They said they filmed there for an entire day.
Yeah.
The whole day. And you said not a lot of that made it into the film. So
yeah, I think a little bit. Like, I recognize him, like, using the leaf blower to blow people's balls around. But that's the only part I can remember. And I don't know if it made it into the movie or not.
It's funny... When he does that, obviously everyone just starts getting mad, right? He's moving the balls, blowing shit around, blowing stuff on the green. I've been golfing on a golf course like that one time, okay? And from playing baseball so many years, I couldn't bring the thing down and hit it, right? I just had I couldn't make contact. So
Couldn't hit it at all?
I mean, I could hit it. I just couldn't get the good drive.
Oh,
right?
so you like sliced it or something?
Yeah,
okay.
slice it or just swing and a miss, whatever. So one time I picked the ball up and I just hurl it down there towards the green, right? Because I was fucking just sucking up, and I hurl it down towards the green. There's people behind me on another hole. They shout at me, and me and a friend that was playing, they were like, "Hey, you can't do that." And I'm sitting there, I'm wearing like skate shoes, like gym shorts. I'm not in that old man golfing crap, like.
Yeah.
And I turn around and look at him just like, dude, like, you gonna come in here and,
You gonna go get it for me and make me hit it?
I'm sorry, you gonna go report me up front and get me kicked out? Forget you guys. Like,
People take golf seriously.
exactly, that's my point. They take it so seriously.
I think on a couple different Jackass episodes.
Well, even losers have to have something to do in their spare time.
Well, they shots fired.
Just
golfers.
kidding, Senate
I
golfers.
think in Jackass 1 they hide in the bushes and wait for people to swing, and then as soon as they go to swing, they would like blow an air horn.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
No talking in the backswing.
Yeah. No talking on the backswing, no talking on the green, no talking before the backswing. Like,
No talking backswing, foreswing, side swing.
apparently, golf must just be the best buddy sport where you don't talk to your buddies. Like,
And they only
for real men.
in movies they only do go out there to talk about the biggest deal going down of their whole careers. They're like, we'll play 18 holes and we'll talk about it. Everybody will like, what?
Yeah.
People will hear you.
it's just funny that was the one part I actually ended up seeing. I wish I could have seen this whole movie. If I have time, which I might.
We have lots of
eventually.
time this week. I think you should.
Yeah, I will definitely, once I get my computer up and going, I'll definitely get around to watching that. Nick, what was your favorite of our bad movies this week?
Well, having only seen a few of them, I don't know. I did enjoy Bad Words, but I enjoyed Bad Teacher more the second time around.
See, I like Bad Teacher a lot too, and I know Cinamen Tyler does not.
That's the very bottom of my list.
I don't think either one of them had like stellar plots or anything going on there, but they were both funny enough.
Right. I guess we'll just tackle what we all found was pretty funny. Bad Words. My first time watching this, Jason Bateman acted and directed this. This was his first directing
I would think so.
I
yeah.
think
His
so.
feature film, maybe. I don't. He's
debut.
probably directed some episodes of like Arrested Development or the show he's on. Very, very funny movie. I didn't like the ending, and I'll get to that in a minute. He plays one of the best guys who just literally could care less about anything outside of himself. Like he just stops you mid-conversation if he doesn't like it. Loudmouth, potty mouth. Will tell the kid how he feels. Doesn't care what parents are around. It was so well done, and he's like he's normally that quiet guy that, like, I think when we watched Starsky and Hutch, he's good as that like secondhand guy that's like smart and intelligent. And in this, he 180s it, and he plays.
He does good awkward comedy too.
Yeah, he does. He is really good at awkward.
Like,
he's good.
like
he has-
Arrested Development, that's pretty much his whole thing.
Overall, he just has solid comedic timing, and it was just so well done.
Yeah, I loved it. And I love his chemistry with the little Indian boy that he ends up
Yes,
hanging out with and kind of, I don't want to say mentoring, because mentoring's definitely
like
the
bonding
wrong
with.
word.
It's like
Yeah.
like bonding.
Their
I was gonna
whole,
ask
I don't know, those two, almost all their scenes together were really good.
Yeah.
That kid was good. He really held up his own well.
Yeah, definitely.
I did not expect him to be playing Jason Bateman, though. Like when Bateman shows in, he's like, "What? You were just acting like you were my friend, whatever." And he's like, "You were the biggest threat." I did not see that coming.
Oh, okay, yeah. When it turns out the kid,
the kid is the one.
yeah, the dad had the
pushing
kid
motives.
befriend Bateman because he was the biggest threat in this national spelling.
So we should probably tackle the plot.
Yeah.
Let people know what we're talking
Right.
about.
Sinners-
Because I don't think Bad Words was a very big release. I don't think a lot of people have seen it.
I don't think it did super good box office.
I don't even know if
either.
it went
I
to
don't know that
theaters.
it was a theatrical release. It might have
It
just
did-
been like
it
either
went
limited
to
or.
theaters,
I didn't
thought.
see it in theaters.
No, I thought it went to theaters.
I don't even. I never heard about it.
If
going
it
to
didn't, I
theaters.
feel like it should have. And
Yes.
if it did and didn't do well, fuck. Okay, because I laughed my ass off. Like I said, for the first 80% of the film. And I'll come to that point in a minute there. But
So
yeah,
the
the plot overall is Jason Bateman goes around the country entering these spelling competitions.
Well, it's one.
It just
It's
showcases
a string of competitions.
right all the way up to the national
Yeah. So he
spelling
starts
bee.
out regional, and
Real quick, I don't remember the loophole, or if he even said, how does he not have above an 8th grade education if he's a genius? Like, he has a genius IQ.
He just dropped out of school.
Oh, he just dropped out? That was
Well, he might have dropped out to like take care of his mom or like
Either
support
way,
his
he
mom.
doesn't-
For
But
some
does he have a
reason,
high
he never passed 8th
But
grade.
he never got a GED or high school diploma, because I kind of thought one of those were essential in today's world of getting a job.
He's 40. Wasn't essential in his world.
No,
Yeah.
there's
I
people
guess.
that do that.
Maybe he just went to trade school.
Well, in his generation, it wasn't necessarily necessary to graduate
yeah.
high school.
I don't know,
If he got a
that
job
old.
and then kept it, you
like
know.
his,
Yeah,
like
that's what I
his
said.
dad
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
movie's
did you?
generation.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. It wasn't necessary to him.
Right.
Yeah.
So he has a sponsor with him who is Catherine Hahn.
Yeah.
He runs like an online news outlet
Right,
or something.
like a small news outlet, but it's obviously
Big enough.
Yeah, big enough to allow him to enter these competitions. And it seems like at these competitions, he gets the same spiel from these judges, right?
Yeah.
You're too old. You can't do this. This is for 8th graders. And he memorized how many words and lines were in their little guidebook, rulebook thing. And he's like, Section 5, Paragraph 8, line 2.5, halfway down the page, says, this loophole, whatever it is. And this shows that I don't have above an 8th grade education for whatever reason, XYZ. And so I'm allowed to do this. And the judges are just forced to let him to. And it opens up, he's at the regional competition. And he wins, right? Because you think, oh, it's 8th graders, right?
Yeah.
You think maybe they're 8th grade, they can't spell the super intense words, or he's just good. And then once he gets to national, wow. Like there's the shots where it sets up like you're watching the spelling bee on TV.
Yeah, I love
The word comes across the screen. It gives you like the guy's name and stuff, just like it's on TV.
That's one thing I really enjoyed about Bad Words was the way it was filmed. Because most of the time you get a comedy and it's not great, and in terms of like cinematography and lighting and
Right.
stuff like that. It's just it's almost a secondary to the comedy.
Yeah.
There's not much of a plot usually either. And this they had a good way of like showing you like the cinematic moments, and then they would cut to what looked like you were watching a spelling bee on TV.
like a live
The lighting changed, the on-screen display of, like you said, the word and the name of the contestant.
Like the position of the camera, everything. And that's cool because you got to see the word, this intense word they're trying to spell. And you're sitting there like, because I like to be the guy when the word pops up to see if I could get it without looking at it, Like I don't know, that's just my personal thing. I don't know, I'm weird. And it was just a really cool feature that he shot it like that.
Yeah.
That was really cool. The supporting cast was awesome. What they had, what did we say? Catherine Hahn was in it.
Yeah.
There was the president of the National Spelling Bee was that lady. She's in
She's a big character actor. She's in
she's in Easy A.
Juno.
The Way Back, Juno.
Yeah, Juno. She's a counselor in Easy A. Who's she in Juno? She's not Juno's mom, is she?
Mom or stepmom.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
Married to her dad.
She's in the Hairspray movie.
She's a funny actress.
Yeah, she's got a lot of supporting roles. Now
good.
I'll have to get her name. Who else was in there on that cast? There was
Philip Baker Hall.
He's just kind of a
That's the
character
dad?
actor.
Yeah.
right. He's in
Allison Jane.
it's
that's
the president of that
Yeah.
competition.
Yeah.
Okay.
That Ben Falcone is isn't that Melissa McCarthy's husband?
Oh yeah, he was one of.
He was the host of the old guy, or with the old guy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was funny. Really strong supporting cast. They were all funny. They were all in their own way. Am I the only one that had a problem with the ending? Nick, did you?
What?
Okay, well the movie plays out. They're on the National Spelling Bee, and he has eliminated a few people by kind of doing some dirty tricks, whatever, and
He pulled a Quicksilver and didn't tell his dad that he was his dad.
yeah, you find out the reason he's doing this, because Melissa Hahn doesn't get any information as much as she's pressing him for a backstory, any information on this guy. He basically spills it all to the kid, and you kind of find out. She finds out.
Yeah, the kid being, we didn't really talk about that. The kid is just some Indian kid that's in the competition who is.
He was the he was the previous winner, so he's like the reigning champ. I thought.
I don't
this is
think
first
so. I think it's
year.
his first win.
I thought they said
Or
he
it's
was.
first-
there
his
was-
first
I thought
year.
they said that he'd won the year before.
I don't know. He's a
Oh, Okay,
He's a spelling genius. I don't know if he won the year before.
yeah.
or not.
Apparently, he's like as much of a genius as Bateman is.
Guy Trilby.
So as Guy Trilby, guy, right? That guy. During this national spelling bee competition, the president, that chick, he has made it past the first round. Parents are pissed off. Oh, the one parent that was pissed off is Ed
Judith
Helms'
Hogue.
wife in The Hangover. You know, she's like, "You better go with your friends, Dr. Faggot," or whatever she says. She's the mom in Diary
Oh,
of...
the one that gets kicked out of the theater?
Right, yeah, the one
I didn't
who he
recognize her
just
as that.
like...
I recognized Judith Hogue, though. The OG
Judith Hogue, yeah,
April
she was in
O'Neil.
it. She was one of the bystanders. He's pissed off all these moms, and so the president rigs the words, right? This random words, she rigs it so he's going to get these crazy intense ones.
Hossy, flossy, pilla, phila.
Wasn't one
phonation
like
or something?
Flubberdegallion or something weird?
Slubberdegallion.
Slubberdegallion. Yeah.
That first one he had was probably the worst,
Yeah.
and I couldn't even. I'm not even going to pretend to tell you what it was, but I got to tell you, it probably had at least 30 letters in it. Probably about like 25, 30 letters.
It's pretty big.
Like the whole bar they had where the word pops up, there wasn't room on the end. You know,
Well, there was like a whole third of that bar. I was every other letter. It was like NIHIAIDICI
Yeah.
And
HID.
it's-
You know, like it was a mouthful.
It's funny, the guy who reads the words to the kids, it pops up and he's like, oh my gosh, hold on a second, let me. And Jason Bateman I think says something like, what? That's two words. That's
a sentence.
Yeah, that's a sentence. That's a mouthful. And he tries to pronounce it, and Jason Bateman just like FLACH. It just
Spells the whole word.
pounds out
Doesn't
this
even
word.
slow down.
And all the parents after the round, right? He's past the second round, which the chick promised that he would not. And all the parents are like, it didn't even slow him down.
Yeah, they're all
It didn't even stop him.
flabbergasted that he could actually make it past rigging the competition.
Yeah, all these kids that have like notebooks full of words and their Greek meanings and where they derive from and all this stuff you use in a spelling bee, and he just like walks on stage like, I'm the winner. Like I'm going to take this competition.
I really enjoyed. I guess it's the first meeting between him and the Indian kid on the plane. He's like, "What was your winning word?" And he says, "Autofellatio."
He's like,
And the kid's
"What
like,
does it
I'm
mean?"
unfamiliar with that word. And he's like, oh, is that right?
He's
it
like-
took me a second. I was like, what did he
Auto-
say?
I knew
auto,
Greek is for
auto
self.
means self. Fallacia.
Is that
Oh,
from the
the-
Greek word for suck?
To suck?
Yeah, to suck.
Like, I had to think about it for a second after he said it. I was like, huh. All right, but once it clicked before
Yeah.
the Indian kid, right? I didn't let him beat me to the punchline. But I did have a good laugh. It was pretty good. I really enjoyed. It started off strong. The way he talked
Yeah.
to the kid who's like, "What are you doing up here, old guy?" And he's like, sizes him up, and he's like, "Your seat called me. You didn't hear it? Help!
Yeah.
So heavy.
He's
I
so
like-
heavy." He's like, "You didn't hear it? And I heard it."
I like that right before the regional one starts, the dad's talking to him. He's like, "Oh, that's my kid up there, blah blah blah." And Bateman's like, "Oh no, this conversation right here, not gonna happen. It's not." And he's like, "Oh, I'm really sorry, man. You're not a dad. You're the host." And he's like, "No." And he takes
I'm
a
the
drink
winner.
or something. And he's like, "I'm the winner," right? And I'm sure the dad's like, "What the fuck?" Like,
And then that first scene to the music where he's running out with the trophy and he slides across the car. And
like Dukes of Hazzard's across.
yeah,
the
the
hood of
parents
car.
are chasing him down.
So yeah, he's gaining momentum, and that's the first year that the national one was filmed,
Televised, yeah.
televised. Even though I've seen him on TV before, so I don't know how that's.
No, it's a different competition. Just
Oh, this
that
wasn't-
specific
The
competition.
Golden Quill.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I was thinking it was like. I guess it was pretty small for national, and that I'm kind of thinking about it now. So yeah, it was
I'm
like
sure
a
there's more than one spelling bee.
statewide or something. So the ending I had an issue with was it's down to him and the young boy he's befriended / they're kind of on the ropes because he found out he wasn't friends with him, whatever.
Yeah, he finds out that the dad has put him up to being friends with him so he wouldn't be able to beat him in the finals.
Right.
So he would come to his senses and realize, I'm an old man in a kid's competition. I'm just going to let this boy win because he's my friend.
Right. I didn't like that he let the kid win. I will be outright and say it. I don't hate. I dislike when a movie he is so hell-bent on winning this competition because he found out his dad, who ran out on his family, is one of the hosts or like the
It's his competition.
yeah, it is his competition, and the dad doesn't know that that's his son, or even if he has a son or whatever.
Well, see,
So he gets so far into it, and he decides to let the kid win because he's embarrassed his dad enough, right? The crowd has all but rioted, right? All these kids are upset, parents are upset. He's obviously just flinging out cuss words on stage like it's his job, and he lets the kid win after just being so hell bent on it, and I was like, no.
Well, see, where
No.
I think you're mistaken is you think that his goal is to win the competition. His goal
No, I'm saying
solely
I'm
is
saying-
to embarrass his dad,
Yeah,
and he's done that.
Yeah, that's fine. He's done that. I still think he should have committed and just went through with the competition.
Well, I think he didn't want to ruin what this kid was going to get a huge leg up in life from winning this competition. He's going to be able to put it on his transcripts. He's going to have a bunch of money to put towards college.
Get a $50,000 check.
Yeah, he didn't want to ruin this kid's chance of being great just because his dad was an asshat. So he proved his point, and the kid still won. I hear you with like cheesy, cliche, but sometimes cliches are cliches for a reason.
Does every movie need to be a cliche?
I mean, could you really relate to the main character if he just like stomped that kid in the end?
I'm not saying you got to stomp him. You could have won.
Eh,
And then
I don't know.
the kid wins, splits the money 50-50 with the guy because they're friends and friends share shit or whatever he says.
Yeah.
I don't get why he... All right, well, yeah, I see why, movie-wise, you gotta let the kid win, right? It sets up his future, does all this stuff. The guy could have won, split the check, somehow the kid get, I don't know, like, offered a scholarship or, whatever. Like, colleges
the kid's
be like,
probably
hey,
going to be fine either way. But
Yeah.
I think the ending was fine.
yeah, I don't know.
Nick,
Like,
tiebreaker?
I did think he kind of pulled a Quicksilver and just... I would have liked to see him just own the competition.
yeah, I agree. The
Like,
fact,
you made it that far. I mean, hell, just... And this kid betrayed you, like... If nothing else, for him...
But the
Jason
kid clearly
Bateman.
cared about him, though.
Well, I
He
mean,
d-
if nothing
yeah.
else for Jason Bateman, it, secured, his why I'm a loner attitude, Like, somebody asked me in my room, he's like, my mom, me and my mom ran out on rent a lot, so we had to move, and I never had friends. Okay, then he makes one who backstabs him, and I'd be like, this is why I don't make friends. This is why I'm doing my solo run
kind of
here.
like proved his point.
This is why I
to-
lone wolf it.
Yeah, to be fair, though, he backstabbed him before he knew him, and once he knew him, he really was his friend. How do you back out of that,
I
I don't believe it.
did think for a
I
while
would have
that
rubbed it in his little face.
there's a part where the kid is talking about something Bateman hasn't told Melissa Hahn. Melissa Hahn? Was that? No, not Melissa Hahn. Catherine Hahn. I don't know why Melissa came out of nowhere. Catherine Hahn. And I thought for a minute maybe she was going to figure out, oh, he's telling this kid stuff. Well, I'm just going to have a casual conversation with the kid.
That would have been
then
a good
publish this information because he wouldn't give it to me or something. I thought it was going to go down that route and it didn't. I don't care either way. I mean, but...
That would have been a good direction.
I liked how they kept the kid and Catherine Hahn separate, but I do wish Catherine Hahn got to be a little more
little
of the Catherine
funnier.
Hahn that we're so used to of...
She kind of did when they were hooking up.
Yeah, that's... Yeah,
That's the only time they really let her off the leash and let her do whatever she wanted to do.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
Give it to me. Don't look at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still a good use of Catherine Hahn. Like I said, I would watch her in almost anything. She's just
great.
funny.
Ooh, one thing at the end of Bad Moms, like during the credits, they actually had the main actresses with their moms, and their moms were like admitting things that they did that were like bad when the kids were young, and I thought that was really awesome.
That's cool.
Like
Kinda
Catherine Hahn's mom was on there, telling
Like,
stories,
right.
and so was Kristen Bell and Mila Kunis's mom, and
That's cool.
it was really cool, really endearing.
All right, a little realisticness to it.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's like if Jason Bateman's dad came up at the end of Bad Words,
Yeah.
and was like, yeah.
Okay, wait.
That's not
How
the-
did he find
No,
out
no
that
relevance.
his dad was his dad?
Melissa Hahn found.
Oh,
God damn
his
it.
mom.
Catherine Hahn found out.
Oh, are you talking about how she found
No,
out?
how Jason Bateman found out.
His mom, as his mom was dying, she told him.
Oh wait,
Oh,
she
okay.
told him who his dad was.
Yeah, as she,
Because he said that his dad ran out on them when he was born or whatever.
yeah, she told him as she was dying.
Okay.
Oh, well, sorry. I thought you were asking how he
Catherine
found
Hahn.
out. Yeah, Catherine Hahn did some research. She had like school record and stuff, and all it says about his dad, who is the Golden Quill guy, He was an encyclopedia salesman.
Yes, traveling encyclopedia.
Yeah. And if that doesn't showcase the times that this guy was obviously in, Jesus Christ, to travel selling encyclopedias anymore, you know, like, I guess that would explain why Bateman is a genius.
No.
I mean,
I took that as like
an
he kept
underline.
like a encyclopedia and just read it over and over. Or
Yeah,
something,
like I thought
maybe.
that's where I thought he was going to drop a line similar to that, you know, like, well, the only thing I had left was one encyclopedia my dad didn't fucking sell.
Encyclopedia.
Or he gave it to my mom as a parting gift for me, or, you know, like some dumb thing, and I just looked, you know, like the Book of Eli, where you find out Denzel Washington's got the whole Bible memorized because he just read it nonstop.
Spoilers.
He just brailled it nonstop.
Just brailled it nonstop. Just felt all the bumps nonstop. I'm glad it didn't actually say anything like that, though I do wish it would elaborate a little more on what he'd done since then, because it seems like he's got a lot of brains.
You really don't find out till the end of the movie, like, why. Like, I had stopped it, like, with 40 minutes left in the movie, and somebody asked me why he was in the competition, and I still had to tell them I haven't got there yet. So they literally make you wait till, like, you know, the very
Which
end.
is good, I think.
It just kind of kept me lost for, like, his motive was all, you know? Like, I was like, I'm still confused on what could you possibly be, like,
I just
grudging through.
enjoyed the ride so much that I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, I mean the dad motive's all right. This is actually one where the title to me doesn't seem to fit. Bad words. So the guy cusses, and the only reference of like the quote of like bad words is when like he's trying to get the kid to cuss, you know, and obviously the kid's first one he drops motherfucker, and he's like, nice, you know, that's the best line or whatever. And
Yeah.
I was like,
That's
came
pretty
out
good,
strong. I like that. You know, you weren't
Pretty
just
good.
like poop. Shit, you know, yeah, poop or
Hell.
dick, you know. Comes out the gate, mother. He's like, go ahead, say the F word, or say
So
fuck,
do you
whatever.
do you think any of these movies have anything to do with each other? Like, it just seems like
It's a lot of just being bad. This is the outcast in my group.
well, think about it. Okay, so in all of the air quotes bad movies, you've got one character who just doesn't fit with society, right?
Right.
In Bad Santa, you got Billy Bob Thornton.
Willie.
He's just a drunk asshole, belligerent, has
Amazing
no
safecracker.
empathy or sympathy for anyone else. And then you got Bad Words, this guy who's just hell bent on revenge on his father. You know, just cussing at these little kids, treating these parents like shit.
Also, does not care about anyone else.
Also does not care about anyone else. Then you got Bad Teacher, who
Doesn't care about anyone
doesn't
else.
care about anyone else, just treats her students like shit, just does whatever she wants. Then you got Bad Grandpa, doesn't give a well, you
We
know.
already said bad grandpa.
No, we
you
didn't.
said bad Santa. Sorry,
Yeah,
yeah, go.
Bad Grandpa. You got Johnny Knoxville just being this like
He's just acting bad. Like,
they're all just acting bad.
yeah, I mean, not like acting like it's their job. I mean, like he's a grandpa.
Well, in the story, he is bad.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I
he
guess
he
you're
obviously has a change of heart. They all have a change of heart at the end, right?
right. And bad moms is like the
That's part of the formula. So
we're just not, you know.
yeah, bad. That's why Bad Moms doesn't fit for me because she loves her children, she loves her friends. She's not a loner, right?
Right.
She's got this network of people,
Yeah.
and it just doesn't. That's why that doesn't fit for me.
Yeah, story wise, that definitely.
But I don't
is-
think these movies have any of the same directors, producers. I think they all just make similar movies.
Yeah,
And I think they're all hilarious. I mean, and then you got Bad Johnson, which I was the only one that has seen, and I won't talk about that too much.
Right.
The only reason I even watched it is because it had one of my favorite comedians in it, Nick Thune. Basically, dude cheats on a bunch of girls, decides that it's his dick's fault, wishes his dick was gone, his dick disappears and reincarnates itself as a person, and, he's just an asshole. He's a dick.
Is it funny?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Well, okay, it's a terrible movie.
It sounds pretty hardcore.
It's a terrible movie. It's one of those movies. Have you ever seen Sex Drive?
Yeah.
Which I love Sex Drive.
love
But nobody's seen Sex Drive, right? It's hard to find people that have seen Sex Drive. It's just a comedy that just wasn't the best, so it didn't really get a lot of, circulation. It's got some really funny moments that just make me laugh my ass off. And then a lot of it's just garbage.
Low quality. I mean, is it
Uh,
kind of low caliber?
yeah, the actors aren't great.
Right.
It was good though. It was fine. It's better than Bad Teacher.
Man, I don't. All right, going into Bad
Let's
Teacher.
get into Bad
what
Teacher.
do you not like about Bad Teacher? Because I think Nick and I both like Bad Teacher.
I don't like
enough.
the bad teacher.
You don't like Cameron Diaz?
I hate Cameron Diaz.
Do you like her in anything?
No.
Nothing. Not one thing.
She's in something about Mary, right?
Yeah.
That's fine.
What about The Mask? Jim Carrey?
That's fine. I mean, it's a good movie, but she's not good. I don't think she's a good actress. I don't think she's pretty. I don't think she's funny. I just don't like seeing her face.
I feel like she gets a bad rap because she's like kind of like Kutcher, where you've had a lot of bad romantic comedies. You know, like
That's fine.
Fuck, they were both.
I still
in
like
that.
Ashton Kutcher.
No Strings. No, not that one. What Happens in Vegas? You know, Cameron. I think Sex Tape did only okay, and that was with her co-star.
I like
in,
Bad Teacher better than Sex Tape.
You saw Sex Tape?
I've seen it.
Okay, I've
before,
not
yeah.
seen Sex Tape. You like the Siegel Diaz bit more than?
Not really. In Sex Tape, they're together, but the whole movie itself is just okay.
Okay.
And in this one, they don't share a lot of screen time really in this. I mean, they do, but there's not a whole lot going on.
It's not
Right,
the
it's
main-
Just a few minutes here and a few minutes there. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
All right.
them making a movie together. It's like Sex Tape, you know? So, I don't know. I can't really answer that question. I like him, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know about the him-her duo.
Well, then I would tell Tyler to. Have you seen Sex Tape?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because it's the same director of Bad Teacher, obviously the same two main characters. I'd probably tell Cinamen Tyler to stay away from it.
I don't think I would like it.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't see it for a reason.
Okay.
I love Jason Segel. I didn't like Jason Segel in Bad Teacher. He was okay. He was probably the best.
I liked him. I don't know.
Justin Timberlake was good.
He was weird.
I love Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I like some JT, I guess, as much as the next guy. He was only okay in Bad Teacher. Who I like in Bad Teacher was Lucy Punch.
You liked her in this?
I think she's...
The redhead teacher?
Is
No.
Oh God, she was. What did
The
you
chick-
call it?
she
Cringe
follows-
comedy. That was what
Who?
she was.
Which
to
one?
Me.
She follows the principal into the bathroom, the men's room. She's
The-
like
the
talking to
redhead,
him.
I like
other-
her. I think she's funny.
First off,
I think she can be. I didn't think she was in this.
I think she was one of the best parts of this frat
Oh
movie.
my God, it was so hard to watch. Cringe was what I was doing
like,
every
what
time.
part are you?
At least she gave a shit about the kids.
Every single time she's on screen, where she's like doing what Brad Cooper was doing, the Baby Otter impression, weddings. I almost called it Wedding
You know what's
Seals,
hilarious?
Wedding
Last night I was
Crashers.
listening to our episode of the wedding comedies, and
Nice.
I heard you do that part.
Check it out, Sinners. I think that was
Yeah.
him.
I think you both were.
He does the otter thing, and it's like, oh my God, like, and it's like I almost wanted to look away. Well, this was every time she's on
man.
screen, I was.
But
like,
she's a
oh
teacher.
my
She's a
God.
teacher of young kids. She cares about the kids.
Yeah, I like.
She's
I
like,
Lucy
we're
Punch.
blasting off into.
I'd rather my
seventh
kids be in
grade.
her class than
Like,
Cameron
did you see
Diaz's
the?
class.
Did you see the looks her kids were giving her? Like the one kid's just like,
Well,
you know, like
you've had
not
that.
that-
Everyone's had that teacher that's just a little too.
Dude, do you remember
I've not
our?
had a
lucky.
teacher quite like her.
Do you remember our college biology teacher? Everything came out of her mouth. Me and you were like,
Yeah, she's. I remember she failed me. Yeah.
well, that aside, I thought Lucy Punch had a prominent role in this movie because she's such a small role in everything else she's in. The only thing that really comes to mind, I guess, is
I've seen her in something where she's
Take Me
like-
Home Tonight. You know, where she like
Yeah,
pops
that's-
up for like a scene and she's like, "Oh my God, Topher Grace, whatever your name is, we should hang out," and then like disappears. You know, like
That movie's okay.
she got to showcase her chops in this a little bit, and I thought she was funny. I like the principal.
I do like the principal. He is a funny dude.
Man, I can't
He's from
remember
like
his
the
name.
Pitch Perfect movies. He's from Fred Claus.
He's the head elf in Fred Claus.
He rolls with a lot of those guys.
Yeah,
lot.
he's
like,
good.
he pops up here and
Yeah.
there. He's funny, dude. I thought Cameron was okay in this one. Like we know each other first name basis.
I thought
Cameron
she did good at
Diaz.
playing a bad teacher. Like
I don't think so.
sleeping in class. You know, she's like smoking pot in the car, and the student walks up and she's like, does she ask her if she's
Is that marijuana? And she's like, no, it's medical marijuana or medicinal marijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'm just biased. I just don't like Cameron Diaz. So Sinners, I wouldn't listen to my review of Bad Teacher because I didn't like it at all.
I liked it better the second time. This second time was my.
I thought that was
Better
going to
than-
happen, like Bridesmaids. I didn't like the first time I saw it, and then when we rewatched it for the podcast, I gained a new appreciation. Bad Teacher was not that way.
See, I felt like Jason Segel was funny in the trailer, and then after that, I was like, "What'd you put all this funny?" It's like they put all the funny parts from him in the trailer. You know, like the part where he's arguing about the kid about LeBron and the rings and MJ and stuff. That was funny, right? And he's like, "You should get a different job, you know, like anything else." And I was like, but also in the trailer.
I like that he's the gym teacher, and you know he's comfortable being a gym teacher. You know, like
Why wouldn't you be?
the mom is or the mom shit. The
Keeping kids healthy.
The teacher,
you know?
and they're doing something with the dodgeballs, And Siegel walks in and he's like, "Hey, Twilight, didn't I tell you how to throw a ball? You follow through with it, or aim, throw through it,
Throw through it,
Yeah.
not at it.
Yeah, I don't know. Siegel is, and then he's like, "You want to go smoke pot in the gym, or I dropped
He
like,
does
nonchalantly,
slide up
like,
in the gym, yeah.
And she's like,
You wanna
"Yeah, give
go?"
it to me."
yeah." And they end up being a couple, which is like cliche. Timberlake was the weirdest part for me.
I thought he was one of the best parts.
I like that part where they're just like they're dry humping, like it's like cringe comedy. You're just like watching it, and he's making weird faces and weird sounds, and I'm just like,
What's funny is he's how comfortable he is with it.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm
He
not.
takes it like a man.
Does he?
Like, he's just a weirdo, and he just wears it on his sleeve, and I respect that.
Yeah. Like he's like this overly sensitive pop, like kind of poppy guy. Like, oh, children. He's cool with every student. He's the teacher that every student's like, Mister, what's your face? High five. Like, oh, hey, good job, young man. That's awesome. I don't know. I didn't care for Timberlake too much in this. I like him as an actor, but in this one he was only okay.
See, that's where my bias probably plays in again, because I love everything Justin Timberlake. Obviously, I don't, drive to work bopping to NSYNC, but,
He should.
what was that? In Time was great. Everything he does with Lonely Island is hilarious. I think he's just a real down to earth guy.
He's good in Alpha Dog. He's good in the Facebook movie, Social Network.
He's
Yeah.
just good.
Yeah, Timberlake
He's a
is
good guy.
He's a solid actor. It was just this
Timberlake
movie
hit
that
us
I
up.
didn't.
We love you.
He can sing, he can dance, he can act. He's got it all. Really a man of many talents. But this one, I had a hard time with him in this one.
Yeah.
He wasn't totally unfunny. He just wasn't the shining star.
Yeah. I'm still surprised you didn't care for Cameron Diaz, honestly, in this movie. I know she is only okay, and I haven't seen her in a whole lot.
I think
since
they
this
could.
movie.
I think they could have cast someone way better.
I agree.
There's some movie I just watched, and the principal was like a total asshole, and I was like, he was a teacher. I can't remember who it was, but I was like, there it is. That is bad. Like, that's a bad teacher. I would love to watch that.
This movie spawned a TV show, Bad Teacher.
Did it?
It did?
IMDb says there's one. I don't know if it's any good. I don't know anything about it. I also saw something for Bad Teacher 2. I can tell Tyler will be there at midnight. Right? Right, Tyler? Cinnamon Tyler? Bad Teacher 2?
No.
Sinners comment on
Even
how
if
much...
it's got Johnny Knoxville in it?
Might swing.
What if
a little
Edgar Wright directs it?
bit. I'll be
What
there.
if Juicy J
Edgar
does
Wright?
the soundtrack?
Edgar Wright? Well, soundtrack's not as important. I could just
Tyler,
listen
this is
to
all
Juicy
your
J.
favorite stuff.
These are
I don't
all
get
your
why.
favorites, man.
Well, Juicy J is not my favorite. I just love Juicy J a lot. Why? What is this just shit on
What
me?
if they're
I don't
wa-
like a movie, so now
What if they're watching The Purge in Bad Teacher 2?
Man, you just read me
Just
like a
kid-
book. You
just
just know
kid.
all the things that I like, huh?
Just busting your sin and nuts all over.
Edgar Wright directs it. I will be there. So Edgar Wright, I know you listen. I love your stuff. Everything you do. You're
That's
perfect.
funny.
Edgar, find a new craft. Look, Cameron, Miss Diaz. I don't know. I'm surprised you don't think she's good looking at all, though?
Her
I mean, I'm
face
not
is
saying
really
she's like your number one.
her face is just bony and like I don't like it. I don't know.
There's just something on it that I don't know.
It's very punchable. Like I just
Something about
sinners.
her
I don't
face.
punch ladies. I don't punch guys either. To be fair,
I know we talked about this during one of our other podcasts, this kind of situation. It was weird seeing Jason Segel, going back a few years to when this was made. He's a little pudgier, he's not the thinned out Jason Segel. And it's
my
not
God.
something that bothered me, but it was something that was
Noticeable.
noticeable. And I know we talked about it
Jonah
with somebody
Hill.
else.
Oh my God, Jonah Hill just like.
What is his deal? He balloons and then he's hyper skinny, but then he sort
Well,
of
I
gets
think
fat.
I think like everyone in the world, he goes on a diet and then, goes to McDonald's.
Yeah, I just feel like he goes to the extreme,
Yeah, he does.
Well,
Jason's...
to go slightly off the tracks a little bit. I know you guys don't watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but to prove a point about something, I guess standards in Hollywood and stuff. Mac on the show actually puts on 60 pounds for one whole season. So on purpose, gains 60 pounds to be fat for a season and then drops it for the next season.
That just sounds...
That sounds
It's
awesome.
unhealthy,
Yeah.
but it's an amazing transformation. The commitment that it takes to.
Is that a story plot of that season?
Yeah,
they're what's it like being 60 pounds?
There's
bigger?
there's an episode called How Mac Got Fat or something.
Damn.
And
Nice.
then like I saw him in an interview or something, and he's like, so I found the secret to gaining weight. Apparently, you just eat a lot. So he just ate until he got real fat.
That's funny. I think Chris Pratt's character of Andy Dwyer on Parks and Rec, when he obviously got cast as Star-Lord, he
tell the
drops
difference.
a bunch of weight, right? And he comes back. He might have been gone like a few episodes, right, for filming or whatever.
Uh-huh.
When he comes back, they're like, "Oh, how'd you?" Someone on the show was like, "How'd you lose all that weight?" And he goes, "I just quit drinking beer."
Oh yeah.
That's just like
Yeah.
his character's like one line for it, and it's like, God damn you, Chris Pratt! Like you could have said anything. You could have fucking said I don't know, like went through a time loop or this is an altered reality of yourself or something. Like overall that works. And it's funny, Jason Segel when this Bad Teacher came out, he was on How I Met Your Mother. That was still going. You're seeing on How You Met Your Mother. We just got done watching it actually. The transformation you see at like the last season, which is like another 2 or 3 years after the movie came out. He's thin, right? Like he is thinned out. And so it's funny when you watch this movie and go back, think of when it's made. On the show, it's the same thing. And like I said, through the last season, he has slimmed out into the Jason Segel you were talking about. You're more familiar with.
Yeah.
Phyllis Smith,
So funny.
the other teacher, who's like shy and
It's like, oh,
glasses.
I'm not gonna go to the pep rally, or maybe I'll just go and leave early, or just stay the whole time.
She actually got cast
funny.
as
She's very
Sadness in Inside Out, the Disney Pixar movie, due to her role in this.
Good.
They saw her in this,
Rightfully so.
because she's like the same person. Like swear to God, it's like she Sadness looks like her, talks like her. It might as well just have named her Phyllis Smith from
Her
Bad
name
Teacher.
is Phyllis. I mean, that is an old. You don't get to be like young and be named.
Your name is Phyllis. You don't get to be happy.
Like
with it.
you have to turn 50 and then you've earned the right to be called Phyllis.
That's literally one of those names that doesn't exist anymore, like Gladys, Hazel, Phyllis,
Yeah.
Rhonda. Like
There's Rhondas.
Tyler. I'm trying to prove a point, please.
Okay, sorry.
And,
No more Rhondas.
it's almost one of those like generational names.
It's like extinct.
Like Doris or Bertha. Like
All old names.
yeah, like all these old not turn of the century, like 1950s, 40s, 60s.
Like the last people with these names all died on the Titanic. Like it's just gone extinct.
Right? Yeah.
And
Anyone
then,
else?
and
with
then
those
she
names
shows
is-
up and she just takes the screen and I don't know, steals the scenes sort of like without even really trying to.
She makes like you're almost just like, why do I want to see more of you?
Yeah.
Like, why do I want you to keep spitting out funny lines? Why are you so funny? Like, I don't know.
Isn't
I'm
she
just-
on?
She's on. She was on The Office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that
knew
was-
she was
that
on
was
one
like
of those
her-
quirk shows.
And I think she was kind of one of those like side characters, more side characters or not.
Yeah, she's pretty
Yeah,
secondary.
really funny and Bad Teacher though. Kind of almost like I said, a scene stealer. She's overall funny. The general plot of this movie, where Cameron Diaz is with some rich guy. Who's that guy again?
He's one of the screenwriters of The Descendants. He plays one of the Germans in Beer Fest.
Yeah, yeah, he does. I'll have to get his name. I keep wanting to say Will Forte.
Oh, yeah,
but
I know
it's
who I know.
It's not
Yeah.
Will Forte.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, damn it, I can't think of that guy's name. Anyways, you basically find out she's been with this guy for money. She kind of blows through it like it's going out of style. And then Nat Faxon.
What a name.
Nat Faxon. That is wow. That
Nat.
is a name. Faxon. Okay. Yeah, I like that guy. He's funny. Her ending up with Jason Segel is, kind of cliche. I think she's only at the school for 1 year, and all of a sudden she comes back at the end, right? She signs on for like another year or
Yeah.
to be a teacher again, whatever. Lucy Punch does not. What happens to her character? I don't remember what happened.
At the end of the movie?
Well, with Lucy Punch's character, yeah.
At the end. She gets transferred to an inner city school that's apparently pretty bad.
Really? Okay.
That's what she says, yeah. She's
Right.
like, I'm so excited to be bringing my style to their school. And it's like, you just know she's going to get ate the fuck up.
Oh, she gets like, oh, yeah, it's almost like one of those, like, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Like, you can't see all
What
the...
did she do to
you know.
have to leave, though?
Yeah, I can't remember what...
Remember at the end they busted her. She had swapped desks with Cameron Diaz to get into the locked one because the Annie wig was in there, and they were like, "Oh my god!" And then Cameron Diaz flips it on her and is like, I think she's got a hideaway drawer or whatever, false bottom. And then, sure enough, all of Cameron's drugs are in her desk. So instead of, like, I guess stripping her of, like, all her credentials and everything, they just, like, well, you get to keep it, but you're taking a little trip. So they send her to some, you know, like, broken school or something, and she's kind of being optimistic, but it's through gritted teeth, you know, and...
I think it's just kind of interesting to see, like, a teacher comedy. You know, like, you know, I don't know, like, not... coming from a guy who, I don't know, I had not a lot of respect for a lot of my teachers in high school. I'll be that guy to say it right now.
Any school.
Yeah, any school I guess I went to. Anyways, I thought it was just kind of a cool concept, you know, like, all the two guys kind of competing for this girl, but these two girls are competing for the nice guy, and all this stuff's going on. I don't know. I just thought it was, and it was PG-13, which, you know, lowers the bar
No,
a
it
little.
wasn't. Bad teacher?
That wasn't. It was rated R.
I think so. Yeah, I believe so. Because I'm pretty sure they said the F word in it a few times.
Okay.
Maybe you're right.
Okay. The Edge of 17 trailer. Sinners, go watch that. I don't think the movie is going to be good. But at the very beginning, Woody Harrelson plays a teacher, and I think that's who should have played bad teacher.
I got you. I would like to.
There's a lot of guys that could have done it. If you're gonna flip the script,
one of the
on it,
teacher like reality sort of in my mind reality moments for me in The Hangover when they go to pick Bradley Cooper up and he's like leaving the school and the kid's like, hey Mr. Whatever, and he's like, it's the weekend, Tommy, I don't know you and you don't know me, and I was like, that is what they would do. They totally do that. So
Yeah.
I would like to see a teacher comedy, but like I want to hear what they think of us, like the students, you know, like I want to hear them really just
I think this
sack some students.
Yeah,
and be
yeah.
like,
I think this
oh
could
my
have
god,
been-
this little asshole Tommy today, you know, or something.
there's no way we can sit here and say teachers in like their little lunchroom by themselves don't sit there and they're like, does anyone else have Chris Walter in their class? Because god damn it, that little fuck, you know what he did to me today, you know? Or
Every time he opens his mouth, I just want to reach over and teacher slap the shit out of him or something.
you know, he canned it in his test. I literally tore it in half because I fucking hate him. You know, like, I wish it had shown a little more.
Sure, yeah.
Because
I
that
agree.
opens up so much funny comedy space. You know, like, you just got so much room to gallop with that.
I guess she does. I'm sorry. She does kind of do it with the kid who wears the gymnastics hoodie all the time. She like goes over there and like, you know, she's like, that girl is super popular. She's not going to date a kid who wears the same gymnastics shirt 3 times a week. He was like, it was all that was left of my father or something like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, you got to stop. You
Yeah,
got to
that-
stop. You are reaching for the stars.
When she tries to go to the liquor store on Christmas Day or whatever, and they're closed, or cigarette shop, whatever it was, and the kid's like, come spend Christmas family in my house, and that whole scene, that was a little cringe, you know, like slightly
Yeah.
cringe, like, okay, this is just flat out awkward. It had, the dad was that deputy guy from Eight-Legged Freaks, where he's like, it's a spider, man, you know,
Yeah.
like,
That's where I recognized him from. Yeah, the
Yeah.
mom I've seen around too. She's a character actor.
yeah.
But yeah, that kid. So she did give a little bit with the kid. And so I guess so
Yeah.
did Jason Segel. He called that one Twilight and whatever. The kid who played Gibby on iCarly, he was the one always calling the gymnast kid a loser or whatever.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I thought it
you're
was
right.
funny seeing him.
Just an overall funny movie for us, not Tyler, because
Again, nothing really going on story wise though. She wants fake boobs, right?
should have got him.
yeah,
What
the whole
for?
we forgot to talk about the whole.
What? Because she doesn't have any.
I mean,
Yeah.
like that's it.
Oh, she wants. Well, I think she wants bigger boobs, so it's easier to get a rich guy.
Oh yeah,
and-
but
Right.
to impress
Timberlake.
Timberlake.
yeah, because
Yeah, see, I
guess
thought
she
that whole
thinks-
plot was just kind of like meh. But-
Because I don't. If I
Well,
had
I
my
mean, she
first
should've got
interaction
him.
with
That's all I'm
Timberlake, I would not have been like, he seems like a guy who wants a chick with big boobs. You know, like, no. You should have 180'd it and played. Wasn't Lucy Punch trying to play like the nice, sensitive chick like him? Like,
Yeah.
that's the card you should have played. She had the right idea. Getting big boobs for Timberlake's character would not have been.
Well,
I don't
let's not
think would have
pretend
been.
like that wouldn't help her in other parts of her life too.
No, you're right. But I'm saying if her sole goal is to get Timberlake because she must think he makes a lot of money or does whatever.
No, remember his watch. He was related to like a rich watch family.
You're right. Yeah, man, I forgot a lot
yeah,
about
good
this.
call on that. I'd forgotten.
Yeah, just the boobs thing to get that. Like, if you were chasing Seagull the whole movie basing his character off that,
Chasing Seagull.
that would
They should direct a movie called
Fit
Chasing
that.
Seagulls
chase
and put Jason Segel.
Jason
in.
Segel and like, too bad he didn't have like a brother or
Yeah.
like a kid or something.
Mason Siegel.
Jason Segels. Ooh, shit.
Jason Segel.
Mic drop.
I don't know. Like you could have just had a funny actress with bigger boobs, and then you could have given your movie a plot,
Yeah.
like a real one.
You know, it's funny. The director of this is Jake Kasdan. I don't know if you guys know.
Yeah.
Lawrence Kasdan, the screenwriter behind
Oh shit! The Star
the
Wars.
Star Wars movie, like 2 or 3 of the Star Wars movies. He did Dreamcatcher. He wrote
He's
directed
helping.
the screenplay.
I think,
for Dreamcatcher.
I think Jake and Lawrence are both writing the Han Solo.
Yeah, I'll just say it's Lawrence Kasdan's son.
Han Solo movie.
The Han Solo movie.
The Han Solo movie.
Yeah.
Han Solo.
I'm Solo Han
SHS,
Solo.
Han Solo. Solo.
Like,
So
Han,
they
Han,
should
where's
be-
your crew? And he's like, you didn't hear? I'm Solo now. Oh, shit.
what if-
Chewie, shut up.
What if he?
You
What
know,
if he
like,
teams up with Sulu?
Tyler,
a Sulu Solo. Oh
you
man.
can't just come in and mind fuck us like that.
Do you want all the Star?
Oh, what if
any
they're gay
Star
together?
Universe fans? Oh man, George Takei is probably gonna
Look,
fight us.
Sinners, this is getting a little too crazy, turned up in here. Cinnamon Tyler's just dropping bombs on us like it's...
Look, unless you want
You
to
know.
start a Trek Wars star fight, that's we can't keep talking about it.
We have to literally stop the conversation right there.
Trekkies will pull out their phaser, lasers, and tasers, and the Star Wars guys will pull out
Blazers,
their
lasers,
blasters,
and every other
sabers,
kind of
and
lasers.
AT-ATs and go to war.
Pull out the 8 right on their tauntauns, you know, and...
Maybe they can shoot Starkiller Base. Maybe they can recycle the plot from another Star Wars.
Well, I
film.
think the Star Trek people win because they're just going to lens flare us the whole time, so we're not going to see what's coming, right? Abrams talking to you.
they'll probably just reset the timeline.
The Kelvin timeline.
They'll probably call it Celsius this time. The Fahrenheit timeline.
Star Trek Absolute Zero.
Oh.
That sounds like a movie they'd make.
Yeah. That sounds like a shitty like Star Trek Nemesis title though. You know, like that old crew title. This one would be like, you know, some other like catchy
Well,
like
they all sound like USS Kelvin, USS Celsius, USS Fahrenheit. They all sound like ships.
USS and then you got like Franklin in there. Like
Yeah, the
It's-
USS Franklin.
yeah, I
Thanks,
don't-
Crawl.
that's weird.
Nerd.
yeah, thanks Idris Elba, nerd.
I don't know. One of the bad movies that I like that doesn't really fit any of these at all. Bad News Bears.
Oh man, why'd we not that is a bad movie.
I don't think it fits. Though.
It doesn't really.
Yeah,
It
and
doesn't
I'm-
fit the.
neither really does Bad Boys, which I know has a lot of.
Oh, I didn't even think about.
Well,
it.
yeah, we talked about
Did we talk
those-
about Bad Boys?
Well, they talked about a third one, so I think we were kind of like, look, in the future.
But plus, that doesn't fit the thing either.
Yeah,
I think we just it's the same reason we didn't use it for Buddy Cops was
Yeah.
it's just kind of in a weird.
it could
league
go
of
with
its own.
so many different, you know,
Yeah.
things that it's. I think we're saying. Plus, I think they've talked about a third one, and I don't know. Will Smith may or may not do it because apparently he only comes back for sequels if he, wants to. He's like, Men in Black will do really good.
Wrong.
Fuck Independence Day. Not like it got me. You didn't like the third Men in Black?
I actually can't remember if I saw it.
Third one's good.
Tyler,
Second-
I know you like it because Jermaine Clements is in it.
Oh yeah, then I loved it.
Yeah, see, I knew. Boom, read his mind.
all it
Sinners.
took.
I'm very
So-
loyal. Yeah.
Okay, so wrapping this up, we had our 4 bad movies that were good. They
wanna
weren't
rank
actually
them?
bad. I'll start with Bad Moms. I'm going to ask you, out of 10, what are you going to give it? Sinners,
See,
listen up.
this one's tricky. I'm gonna. Me personally, I liked it. I'll give it a 6.
Okay.
I think other people would probably rank it higher if you're
Right.
into comedies, if you have kids. So it's definitely not for me. I'm gonna give it a 6, but
Right, I know you said you probably weren't the general demographic it's going for.
yeah, that's what's hard about rating movies. I can tell that it's a fine movie made for someone else.
Right.
So 6 for me. Maybe it's a 7 for you. Maybe it's a 3. I don't know.
Cool. But funny overall,
It was
though.
funny.
Funny nonetheless.
I enjoyed it.
That's cool.
I would watch it again. I wouldn't pay to watch it again.
Okay, and so I guess round table with, well, I guess for me and Nick it would just be Bad Words and Bad Teacher because we have
Okay.
not seen Bad Grandpa. So I guess we'll start with you. You have seen them all?
Yes.
So
I would give,
Where
and
you
I'm
going?
gonna throw Bad Santa in just for funsies.
right, yeah, we can throw Bad Santa in.
I'm gonna say 9 for Bad Grandpa and Bad Santa.
Okay, that's top of your list.
Yes,
Okay.
very top.
Tie.
And then from there, I go Bad Words, Bad Moms, Bad Johnson, Bad Teacher. And I'm giving a Bad Teacher a 4. I didn't give the rest of them numbers because I don't think it's necessarily that important, but I think it is important to say 4
Right,
on
yeah, as
Bad
long as you got the
Teacher.
overall standings. Nick, you next. And like I said, we can throw in Bad Santa 2 as we have seen that. So
Oh, you saw Bad Santa 2 already?
If Bad Santa, Bad Words, and Bad Teacher, well, Bad Santa is the best between
Clearly.
them. And I'm going to give it a 9 as well. It's
Okay.
it's a solid
I
film.
appreciate that.
Really good. I remember.
I think it stands the test of time too.
It does.
Pretty
I'd
sure
probably-
the first time I saw it was we probably either with your parents or from your parents borrowed the
They
DVD.
have it, yeah.
And I remember dying the whole time, and it was absolutely hilarious. Good replay value. Bad Words. I will. So Bad Santa. Bad Santa, Bad Words, Bad Teacher. I'll give you that too. Bad Teacher though, I will give. I'll probably give that one a 6.5, I think. So Bad Words, I'll probably sit at a 7. Sorry.
Whoa.
Jump in between them there. Sorry.
Yeah, Bad Santa. Like I said, I think. God, I feel like nationwide, probably Bad Santa takes the cake of any bad movie.
It's the baddest.
It's like the OG bad movie because it was like 2003.
It's so
Bad
bad
to
they
the
released
bone.
a badder version.
Oh,
And now a sequel.
and now a sequel. And I hope it doesn't.
It's like a 0.5.
I hope it doesn't suffer the Anchorman curse. You know,
God,
where
I
it's like
hope not.
overdue and it
Zoolander,
sucks.
Joe Dirt.
Zoolander.
That's probably what we should do in that episode. No, well, it's tricky. It's tricky, sinners. Too many movies.
Maybe we
so
could do
little time.
like adult humorous Christmas movies, something along. Because there's definitely
Well, there's lots of good stuff there.
because like
We'll-
yeah.
we'll get to that when
We'll
Christmas
dive
comes
into it.
around.
So Bad
tuned.
Santa, like I said, will probably take the top. I really liked Bad. I like Bad Teacher. I will not discredit that much, but Bad Words, Bateman was just on the fucking ball, you know, and it's just like that fast pace
What'd he say
coming
to the
at
kid?
you,
If you
cussing hard.
If you don't turn that curry hole,
Turn
turn that curry
that
hole around
fucking
and sit
curry
your
hole.
fucking ass down, I'm gonna tell the flight attendant your bag is ticking. Like,
Yeah, just
racist
God.
as hell. But
Yeah. He is just he brings his A game to that. So I think I'm gonna put that above Bad Teacher, but Bad Santa I think takes the cake. And Bad Grandpa looked freaking hilarious.
I think at least you, Cinnamon Chris, will like Bad Grandpa. I think you will too, Nick. If you,
I think
decide
you
to
will.
watch
I
it.
think you will too. From the guy who hasn't seen it, so yeah.
Whatever that means to you.
If that's any validity to you. So Sinners, Cinamen Tyler has spoke. Bad Moms is at least worth a watch. Get out there, go see it, support it, and also support this. You know, make sure you share, like, comment. If you have iTunes, subscribe.
Comments, reviews, ratings.
Anything at all to show some support.
Bring
We
your
have-
mom to see Bad Moms and tell her to listen to our review.
Tell her that all those times she felt bad for doing something. Tell her, hey,
It's okay, Mom. I love you.
you might not forgive her, but you love her.
Forgive her.
I mean, you know, you don't have to forgive her, but you know, you might. You know.
Don't forgive her right away though. Don't let
Make
her think
her-
she's off the hook.
Yeah, make her work for it. Don't just like, because you're my mom, I can forgive you.
Yeah,
No.
because if you give them an inch, they walk all over you.
And that's
So-
with women in general. So sinners, wrapping up, we've spoken. Go out there and show some support for this thing, and you know, just don't be a dick.
Support the podcast.
Check one dude. Yeah.
What?
In men.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, we're fucking men.